Welcome back to the Health, Weight Loss and Wellness Show. And today, our very special guest is Cathy Nesbitt. Now, Cathy is a certified laughter yoga and teacher, and she was appointed Laughter Ambassador in 2017 by Dr. Madan Kataria. I hope I'm saying that right. He's the founder of, or he or she is the founder of Laughter Yoga. And since 2015, Cathy has been leading laughter sessions at assisted living facilities, summer camps, and other venues. She shares her energy, passion, generosity, and vast professional experience to help you take advantage of natural health benefits of laughter yoga. And I think every time we talk, Cathy, I think all we do is laugh. So it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Jody. I'm excited.
Yeah, and look, you have an interesting story with laughing yoga. Tell us about that.
I do. Thank you. Yes, I'm actually a worm advocate. I have a worm composting business since 2002, selling worms by the pound for indoor composting. Worms in the house. Who doesn't want that? I've met most of them. Right? And so I think it was about 10 years in, I was getting discouraged with, one more person saying, ooh, worms in the house. And I was like, oh, how am I going to do this? And I was introduced to laughter yoga serendipitously, or whatever the word is. And I was like, laughter yoga, what's that? I don't even do regular yoga, by the way.
Yeah.
So I was like, laughter yoga seems like my kind of thing. I love laughing. And so I started attending laughter yoga classes, monthly sessions with my mother-in-law. Super fun. It was our date night. We'd go for dinner and then we'd go to laughter yoga. Super fun. And I really enjoyed it. We enjoyed the time connecting, and I decided, hey, I really like this. So I decided to train as a leader. And then I love that. I said, wow, I really want to teach other people to do this. So I became trained as a teacher. And laughter yoga really helped me to stay in my worm business. And I'll talk more about, how laughter yoga just helps us every aspect of our life.
Yeah. I'm really super curious about how it works. And I'm sure those who are watching are like, what do you do? Like, what do you do in laughing yoga? Do you stand there and laugh? Are you in a yoga pose? Tell me a bit about it.
Yeah, thank you. Perfect. So laughter yoga is not about fancy pants or poses. It's intentional laughter exercises designed to make us feel good, right? It's an exercise. So it's a cardiovascular workout,
Yeah.
super fun. 10 to 15 minutes of sustained belly laughter is equivalent to about 300 sit-ups. Woo, super fun, right? Laughing instead of like, what? That's a lot of work. Or like 30 minutes on a rowing machine. Like I could give you all kinds of equivalents of where laughter is just, and it is the best medicine. We've heard it. It's scientifically proven. And I say, have you had your daily dose? Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins.
Wow.
The love drugs.
Yeah. Wow.
So when
we don't laugh enough as it is.
We don't laugh.
Yeah.
Don't laugh enough. Yeah. And so when we're laughing, we're connected. We're doing so during a laughter yoga session, there's deep diaphragmatic breathing, gentle movement, clapping, chanting, like just really being very playful. Our brain doesn't know the difference between real and simulated laughter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, so when you go to a laughter club, it might be like, this is weird. And it was weird the first time I went. I was like looking at my mother-in-law like, oh, this is weird. What are we doing? But we stayed, we laughed, and at the end of the session, it's like, whoa. Like you just feel relaxed, you feel all oxygenated. I'll talk about the process, like the benefits in a moment. That night, like the first night, oh my gosh, we both, like the next day I was like, Mary, wow, I slept so great last night. How did you sleep? So it improves every aspect of your life.
This sounds amazing. So get into what you were just saying, like you were going to tell us some more benefits or something.
Yeah, so the benefits of laughter, like the main really huge one is, we can live without food and water for a few days. We might be grumpy and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We can only live without oxygen for a few minutes. laughter that sounds harsh. Laughter encourages us. You can do it. Like to breathe deep, right? Like you can't just be like ha 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 ha. You gotta like you have to breathe. You have to breathe in, right? Ever laugh so hard your belly's hurting, your cheeks are hurting?
Yeah.
Those are the laughter muscles. Those are the laughter muscles. Yeah. So here's the science for those that need that. I don't need it, but it's okay. Some people do. Our brain requires 25% more oxygen than the rest of our body as an operating principle. It's the answering machine. When we're stressed, we're not breathing properly, right? During a global pandemic, we're not breathing properly. So our body's not getting what it needs. For sure, our brain isn't. Have you ever lost your keys, phone, glasses? And you're flapping around, you're like, come on, I gotta go. The longer you're flapping around, like you're not breathing, you're stressed, you're gonna be late. So what you need to do is take a deep breath, laugh it off, ha 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 ha, apologize to everybody, and then you'll find your keys. Your brain is literally being deprived of oxygen.
Yeah, wow. That's incredible. And I think we tend to get a bit serious, don't we? We are very serious, and then with the disconnection of what's going on, you're not going to be often laughing with yourself, are you? So I think this is a really good way that you could get that laughter in, because if you think about those connections that you have with the people that you know and trust, that's probably when you laugh the most, because you're being most yourself. And you're relaxed and you're being silly or whatever it is. And this is a really good way to connect also to that part of you that is playful, and I think we lose that. We lose that part of us. And if we think about our childhood and our childhood wounds that we carry through to adulthood, it seems like we carry the wound, but we don't carry the playfulness and the fun and the curiosity of a child. So I think this is a really great way to connect to that part of us as well.
And the kind of carrying the weight of the world, right? As we age, things happen, traumatic things. And every time we have a trauma, I mean, I know you know this, but when we have a trauma, we breathe in and then it gets suppressed. And then the next one. And if we don't deal with it, it stays there and, festers. I know that's the work that you do.
Yeah.
In the wild, when rabbits are being pursued by a predator, if they escape, they go under a tree and they shake. And that's to get that trauma energy out. We don't go and shake. We just, we hold it in.
Yeah. And we get on with our day, don't we?
we just get on. It's okay. I'm good. I just had this traumatic thing, but I'm fine. Shoo.
Yeah. And so if people really want to, say they want to increase their health, their wellness, their weight loss, their happiness, what would the strategy be around that then? What would you suggest?
Yeah, so deciding to laugh every day. And it's not laughing at the situation, it's laughing because of the situation. Laughing keeps us resilient. When we're, again, back to stress, when we're stressed, we're secreting cortisol. We need a little bit of cortisol to get us off our butts to get going. But we're, in our society today, it's really a stressful, again, as we age, we start to get more responsibilities and, we have families, and then we have to deal with all the people around us. We have jobs, bosses, neighbors. On and on. But now we have debt, we buy things, and so it's heavy. And so I tell people we need to laugh because of all of that burden, that big sack that we're carrying. This will lighten the load, allow us to to be more resilient and be able to come up with solution. I would love to give an example. So tax time, I don't know when that is, wherever people are listening. In Canada, our tax deadline is April 30th, where we owe our taxes from the year before. Well, I got distracted by the global situation. And my accountant called me like on the 29th of April and said, I owed this whole whack of money. So, and I was like it was due the next day, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I could have been all in my head, like, how am I gonna, and just gone into stress mode.
Yeah.
Or what I did was I started laughing. It was kind of a reaction, a response. I've trained myself to react in this way. So
Yes.
that right. So then I'm secreting the love drugs, and I laughed for a few minutes, full on, and then I stopped laughing. It wasn't enough because it was a lot of money. So I laughed again, and then I stopped laughing. I was like, okay, I'm ready now to manage this. And it didn't change that I owed all that money. It changed my reaction to it. And that's
Yeah.
the gift I want to offer to people is we have a choice. When things happen, we can be like, oh, and get paralyzed,
Yeah.
or we can laugh, or whatever response that we can create that makes it so it's a positive
Yeah.
example. And even a more simplistic way to explain that. If you have a chore that you hate to do, or that is, that you're like, it's not my favorite thing. Let's say vacuuming. You really dislike vacuuming. Here's a tip for the people that are watching. Anything that you dislike doing, if you add laughter, it goes with everything. If you
Yeah.
add laughter in while you're doing that chore that's uncomfortable or that you dislike, it makes it fun, and it changes the whole thing. And then when you're done it, you're like, wow, it's like you've done your exercise and now your house is clean too.
Yeah.
Youpee!
Yeah. I think,
It's really changing our mind.
yeah, I was also thinking that, when you associate pain with, moving or vacuuming or whatever, we always want to avoid pain. So that can help with that. But also just going back to that stressful moment that you had, nothing changes by us getting stressed about it. So the debt would still be there if you were stressed, but it's that stress is going to make you sick. So changing the way we respond to things is really important. So it's a really great tool. So I hope you're writing that in your journals, everyone. It's a really good tool to have in the toolbox. And I often talk about that is adding, therapists, we add tools in your toolbox. And these are ways that you learn how to handle things that go on in your life so they don't run you over. So you're driving the car on the road rather than the car taking off. So I think that's a really important point that you make with that and giving that example, because money is a big stressor, right? So it's a really good example of how you can change the way you think just by taking action and doing something different, responding to it different. And like you said, you train your brain after a time, don't you?
You
Yeah.
absolutely do. Yes. And again, when we're in stress, we can't heal. We cannot heal when we're secreting cortisol and when we're in that fight or flight mode. We cannot.
Yeah.
Because our body is not in rest and digest mode, or whatever this
Yeah.
expression is.
That's so true. That's so true. Now, can you give us an example of how, maybe a client or yourself, I think we've talked about is, how you were before and how you use laughter yoga and then what the result was after, because I think that's quite special.
Yes, thank you. I really would. I mean, I have many examples. I would love to use me as I was preparing for this summit. I was looking back at old footage and old photos before I started laughter yoga. I'm a super healthy person. I'm have good thoughts, and I eat well and all those things. But I was carrying extra. I would call it maybe inflammation, even like just some extra bulk that. So I didn't really lose weight when I started laughter yoga. I toned up. And looking at, I did a TED talk back in 2013 about my worm business. And I looked at that TED talk, and I'm chunky in that. And so I'm way healthier right now. I feel vibrant. I look good. My skin is shiny. When you're laughing, you get those laughter muscles, like your stomach's hurting, your cheeks are hurting. It's like a facelift. When
Yeah.
we're laughing, we're doing all those laughing, we're moving our face
Yeah.
in all those ways, which is exercising our face.
Yeah. Your skin's great.
Oh, thank you. So I really would say, when you decide to add laughter as an exercise program, it,
Mm.
it, it, it may be strange at the beginning, as I said, but then once you do it and you become more, you just add it into your repertoire of things, the more we laugh, the more we, the better we feel, the more we change, and then the people around us change, because it's
Yeah.
high vibration. When we're
Yeah.
stressed and we're afraid, we're vibrating very low, like we're going slow, we're afraid, we're, clutching onto our things. When we're laughing, we're just like free. We're like, ah, ha, ha. We're not thinking about yesterday or tomorrow or the pandemic.
Yeah. It's
We're
very
laughing.
mindful.
We're right here, right now.
Mm.
We're present.
Yeah, that's great. It's very mindful, isn't it? It's
Oh,
very mindful in the moment, which is perfect, right? Because future anxiety, past depression. So when
mhm.
we bring ourselves back to now, which is where we always want to stay, especially if you're feeling all those feelings, laughter, because it's such a body thing that can really snap you back into the moment. So that's great for, I guess, for those that may struggle with meditation or mindfulness, this is another form of it, isn't it?
Absolutely. So during a laughter yoga session, anywhere between half an hour and an hour, there's gentle breathing at the beginning, gentle movements, because it's a cardiovascular workout, right? You want to, get into it. And then it ends with a beautiful laughter meditation. There are several types, dynamic and still. Still is when you're sitting, breathing, stopping your thoughts, get out, oh, it's so hard, and they never go away.
Yeah.
Right. So laughter meditation is just laughing, and it's at the end where you've already become connected with the people in the, either in the Zoom room online or when it was in person. You're
Yeah.
totally connected with everybody. You love each other. It's like kumbaya at the camp. It's just so fun.
Yeah.
And so you laugh, a minute, a couple of minutes, and then you ask everyone if they're comfortable, close their eyes, do some deep breathing, and then they're kind of in a hypnotic state. And I invite people to just, like, if they can think of anyone that could use that beautiful laughter energy, because it is energy. We
Mm.
are energy. We shift. I have people that come to my club every week just for the self-care. It's self-care 101. Absolutely. It's the best
Mm.
thing we can do.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Like, if someone, say, I guess, struggling with self-care or themselves, and maybe it's been a while, they don't know where to start, what would be your number one suggestion? What would their go-to be, and where to start?
Yeah, the first thing I would say is make a decision to just smile, even by adding a smile onto our face. And if that's too hard, put a pencil. Remember those old days when you put a pencil and you're holding it there, so you're smiling because you're holding the pencil. Even
Yeah.
if that's too hard, just smiling because life is too heavy right now, just really practice smiling, because as soon as we start smiling, we send a note to our brain, hey, I must be happy because I'm smiling. So we
Yeah.
start secreting the love drugs, add a little giggle in. Ha ha ha. You can even, like, just do some gentle breathing, breathe in, and then laugh it out. Ha 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 ha. Just gentle, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
As soon as we say ho ho or ha ha, we're engaging our diaphragm, because those
Yeah.
are it's that kind of
Yeah.
ho, ho, right? It's ha. It's just that deep thing.
Oh, you
And
are too.
I know, right? So, and when we're engaging our diaphragm, it really is a beautiful thing. And once you start laughing, you just feel free. You connect to your kids because it changes you. When you
Mm.
change, you vibrate higher, and then the people around you, either they come with you or they fall away.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing. Oh, look, that sounds so good. Now, you've actually got a special gift for us too, haven't you?
Oh
Tell.
my gosh, I so do, Jody. Thank you. Yes. So I would love to invite everybody to come and experience the magic of laughing for the health of it. I have a free 30 minutes laughter yoga every Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. I'm not sure what time that is. Check out the time zone calendar thing.
Yeah. Maybe we can do, if it's not a good time zone, maybe I can swindle something for locals with you.
Yes, let's do that. I would love that.
Oh.
Because I really would love people to come and experience it. There are clubs around the world, Jody. This
Mm.
is an international movement. And Dr. Kateria, his goal is world peace through laughter.
Yeah.
Imagine everybody
Yeah.
laughing together.
Lovely. Beautiful.
Yikes. So beautiful. I want to get on that bandwagon. Oh, I am on it.
That's so generous of you. And I'm going to be there. So I'll have to, what was it time? Let me check the time. Let me do that now. I'll check the time. So what time zone are we looking at? It was
Eastern time.
Eastern time. And it was, what time was that?
9:30. So it's 8:30 here now. What time is it at where you are now?
10:30 in the morning. So 9:30.
Oh, 11:30. Yeah, in the morning. So it'll be 11:30 your time. Perfect.
Perfect. 11:30. That sounds amazing. So, that's for, that would be Eastern time. 9:30 is 11:30 Melbourne. That will be 9:30 New York. 7:30 p.m. It will be the day after for Australian Eastern Standard Time, right? So if it's today for you, so if it's Tuesday, was Tuesday 9:30 for Eastern Time, which will be Wednesday 11:30 a.m. Melbourne time, but it will be Tuesday on for New York 9 p.m. Mountain time 7 p.m. and Pacific time 6 p.m. So that works well it's a great time. That works well for everybody. So thank you so much for that. That's very generous of you to allow us all to come along with that. Now, if you are watching this video on YouTube and on Facebook, you will need to register to get the links to that. So we'll have a link below, and then on the speakers page for Cathy, it will have on there how to access that show and how to get in contact with Cathy and have a look at everything that she does. So thank you so much for giving us your time and sharing this amazing message of laughter yoga. I think we can all throw away our treadmills now and our memberships, save a fortune. And when we look at, we want to, move more, we want to do more exercise, and, we want to do something that's fun or, gentle for the body, when you just can't go past laughter. I mean, it's just so easy to, it's an easy in, because we want to avoid pain, right? This is why people don't like to do exercise, because they associate pain, where this is laughter. So there's no pain in that. So I think it's really, you're onto something.
No special equipment, nothing is required, no experience even. Like if you've never had a good belly laugh, just come, it's fine.
Yeah, perfect. So thanks again for being here today. Thanks for sharing all your knowledge and giving us these tips. It's fantastic. So I feel really blessed that you've joined us, and thanks again.
Thank you, Jody.
Bye.
Bye now.